All right, guys, how's it going? So I've been to the cafe this morning and I have reviewed today's Spanish football dailies for you. Nothing really in them to do with Liverpool, but I thought you might be interested in this one. There was nothing from Madrid regarding Canate or McAllister. Luis Diaz stuff from Barcelona has obviously fallen off the face of the earth since the Nico Williams developments there. So nothing for you to be concerned about today. However, I know many of you like Julián Álvarez and often say, oh, we should go for him. And for quite a while, I've been saying to you, I think it would be impossible. Honestly, guys, I think Isak would be easier. I really do. I'm not sure he'd go to the Premier League. A lot of chatter here in Spain is if he ever leaves there, it'll be to Barcelona. And I think Barcelona might be mentioned in this article that I'm going to read to you, go over with you. So I've always said I can't see it, I don't believe it. Liverpool have been mentioned with him in the Spanish press in the last few months, as have Arsenal, I think. Yes, Arsenal. But the message has always been the president of the club has says he will die at this club. He's going nowhere. He's being groomed to be a future captain. We're building a team around him, etc., etc. However, about a month ago, maybe 3-4 weeks ago, it came out of Atletico Madrid that they said that they would never compete with Premier League wages. So, forget it, in other words, right? So they were saying all this like, he's not for sale, he's not for sale, he's not for sale, but we're never going to play in Premier League wages, which basically, if you think about it, is saying, well, if you come and get him, you've got a chance of getting him. It was just weird. However, at the same time, his agent has been going round making it sound like he's available. And there's some criticism of the agent in this article that I'm going to go over with you. So all I'm trying to do with this video is give you a bit of an update, from what's going on with this club, should I say, and this player, because like I say, I know some of you really like him. But you're wasting your time if you think there's anything in this video saying that Liverpool are going for him or anything. So the article is headline, Julián is basically untouchable. He's not available kind of thing. It was an article in Mundo Deportivo, which is a pro-Barcelona newspaper. And it talks about the player having an outstanding first season at Atletico Madrid, even if it didn't end with a trophy. Atletico have a very clear vision of their attacking future. The roadmap, both short and medium term, is laid out, especially considering the outlay made in the last transfer window. They paid 75 million euros for Julián Álvarez, plus another 15 in bonuses. And then they talk about other spending. They are absolutely certain that the future of their sporting project revolves around the World Cup winner with Argentina. He's the cornerstone, basically of what's to come. And basically, there's really not much to discuss, no matter how much some try to stir things up. At Atletico, the recent comments from the player's agent, Fernando Hidalgo, have not gone down well, as they sowed uncertainty around his client's situation. And he's constantly, guys, making out that he could be available. It completely goes against what they're saying, right? And the player in any interviews I've seen or any commentary doesn't seem to be looking for a way out or anything. I think he's happy about it. The agent has obviously got a job to do. But anyway, let's see what they're unhappy about. So here's a quote here. Day-to-day life is at Atletico. We'll see how the negotiation goes. Football is very changeable. They'll need to communicate with the club. That's if someone's interested in him, who will assess the situation, and then it will be a three-way negotiation. So basically, he's kind of saying, my client plays here, he's happy here. But if anyone was interested, they'd have to communicate with the club, and then we'll all discuss it. So things like that are not very helpful for the club, right? So what the agent likely had in mind, though who knows what Julián himself is thinking, is a salary increase to put him on par with Jan Oblak, Atletico's top earner on just over 20 million euros gross. Let's not forget that Julián Álvarez is under contract at Atletico until 2030, and the club are clinging tightly to that fact, along with the striker's 500 million euro release clause. So again, from that standpoint, there's not much room for discussion, even if some parties are clearly trying to meddle. No one is blind to the fact that Barcelona are sniffing around the striker, and Hidalgo's remarks only added fuel to the fire. Barcelona, how are they going to go and buy him? Do you know what I mean? Like, with all that, I don't know about you guys, but I've always felt like in Spanish football, right, that like Real Madrid and Barcelona think they can just do what the fuck they want. Do you know what I mean? Atletico have been surprised that such movements have arisen after just one season with the club. In other words, the speculation and is the agent. It's worth reiterating the massive financial effort made to sign him. He was given a long contract, a sky-high buyout clause, especially unaffordable for a club like Barcelona, it says, and one of the highest salaries in the squad, more than €7 million net. Nevertheless, the agent hinted that a pay rise is desired given the player's performance. That, however, is not currently on Atletico's agenda. The club are engaged in a transfer window in which they expect to spend around €200 million. So, having read that article today, it kind of does make sense a little bit, maybe, that it is the agent trying to get improved terms for his client, really. Because I think, I don't know, I just feel, and I think this article maybe backs it up, that the player's happy where he is. So maybe the agent is just trying to make out that, you know, we'd listen to offers and, you know, put a bit of pressure on him or something like that. It's not really a big deal for Liverpool, for us, really. I do know some of you really like Álvarez and you come on my live streams and you do suggest it, but I don't see that happening, guys. I really don't. Like, I think Isak would be easier and that would be extremely difficult. So, do you know what I mean? So, but I thought I'd tell you what the latest is concerning him. So basically, his club's saying he's not available. He's got a long contract. The agent's giving it this, that, and the other, suggesting he might be available, really. Probably pressure to get improved terms, and his club are unhappy with it. And as I keep saying, Barcelona probably, if he was ever to leave there, would probably be the most likely destination. So there's probably the player has maybe expressed some interest via his agent at some point. You know, maybe I'd like to play there, a bit like Luis Diaz, and look what happened there. All right, so anyway, there's nothing in those rags today concerning Liverpool or anything. All right, I'll leave it with you. If you appreciate the video or like the video, whatever, please thumbs up. Drop me a comment if you've got any opinion on this video. And if you want to buy me a beer or a coffee, there's love out under the video. It's much appreciated, you guys that support my channel, especially my channel members. And yeah, I always give a shout out to everyone in my morning briefings. The next morning, there is a morning briefing out there today. It's on my other YouTube channel. The link to that channel is in the video description, and it'll also pop up on the screen. I do my morning briefings on there because YouTube only sends out 3 notifications, I think, in 24 hours. So it's kind of just to avoid that. All right. So yeah, the morning briefings and my acknowledgements, the schedule for the day. I do talk about Liverpool. I do talk about Cop Talk and me, because I'm Cop Talk. All right, guys. Speak to you in a bit.